a new week, yo.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we are back. This is the Best of Both Worlds of Wrestling podcast. I am Chris.
And I'm Khalil.
And jump right into the hot tag. Start off, let's see. So with all the aftermath of Punk's reemergence in WWE, there have been some interesting stories released. One of them being that Bryan Danielson was head of the disciplinary committee that eventually came to the decision to let Punk go from AEW. I believe it was Punk. I forget the names of the other two people, but they were members of the legal team. I mean, not Punk,
Okay.
Danielson, and then two members of the legal team.
Mm-hmm.
And they came together. They had a meeting to decide what the best option was after the whole Punk scuffle with Jungle Boy at All In, and they came to the conclusion that it was time to part ways. So the internet was mad. Like they were like, "How can you do this? You
Imagine
betrayed
them
them.
you
You're
back.
supposed to be." Yeah, it's like when Batista turned on Ray. You were supposed to be my friend.
Yeah. That was a
Like,
good turn. That was a good turn.
yeah, yeah.
Good
But
turn.
if from what I've read, if what I've read is correct, like they came to Punk beforehand and like Punk understood what this situation was. There's been no reports of him and Bryan Danielson having a falling out.
Mm-hmm.
And people act like it was Bryan Danielson walking into the locker room saying you're fired. Like,
Well,
no, they came
that's
to
what gets clicks, man.
yeah.
That's what gets
When
clicks.
ultimately it was still Tony's decision, but they had that committee together for a reason. I think that committee came together after the whole the scrum incident with
That's right.
Punk. Yeah.
Brawl out.
Yeah, brawl out. But yeah, people are trying to say, oh, it's wrestler's court, da da da. Wrestler's court is completely different.
That's the fellas among the fellas, or the
Yeah,
people among the people. This had litigation attached to it, apparently.
exactly. Like there's NDAs attached, which is why um Tony Khan can't really answer any questions about Punk debuting in the WWE. He has to give these very boring legal answers, but that's because the situation was a legal one. So,
Hey,
but the
man.
fans are just going to run with any narrative that helps them
I
hope.
mean, I did find it very ironic and interesting that Daniel Bryan. I'm always calling him Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry, but that he was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
he was on the committee that was behind big part of this final decision to let him go. But at
yeah,
the same token, with hindsight being 2020, good. I don't like. I wanted him in the WWE anyway. That's what I always wanted, and that's where he is. And not that what he was doing in AEW wasn't interesting. It could have been, but you know what it
yeah.
is, y'all? It's like the WWE is still like sort of like the old guard in a cultural sense. And I feel like
Hmm.
AEW is like participation trophy culture. Things are just a little too soft over there for me. What happened with Punk was not a fireable offense. I will down that hill.
Hmm.
And some people need stern talking to. You need to be assertive with them. And Jungle Boy probably deserved what he had coming to him. So like, if y'all gonna let me go for that, let me just go to the big dogs. Be like, Vince is not there no more.
Yeah,
Triple H is born again. Let's go.
yeah, yeah.
You know
We'll
what I
see
mean?
how that
Like,
goes.
yeah,
We'll see how
man.
that
We
goes.
because I'm over here.
Um,
I can't even lift a finger over here, and y'all gonna go crazy.
but that's
A little passion and we'll come
yeah.
on.
I think that that was a there was just like there needs to be a documentary on this whole Punk AEW run because all the stories that have come out with like him, and this will tie into the next thing I want to talk about real quick. But before I get into that, I just say it looks like from everything I've heard, Tony Khan is like setting up Bryan Danielson to be like a big player in AEW once his in ring career is done. Like the way he speaks to him, when he's like, "Yeah, after he retires, he's still gonna be a part of us. Like he's always gonna be a part of us." Like I think, and I think it's something Bryan Danielson wants too. I think it's because Bryan Danielson, although he's had the pinnacle of success in WWE, he's an indie guy at heart. Like his whole he's an indie wrestling guy in his at his core. So I think what AEW does resonates with him more. So like the fact that he's the one being chosen on the disciplinary committee, the fact that he's been like there's been reports that he's either co-booking, if not one of the lead bookers for Collision. I believe the tournament, the Continental Classic, was him and Eddie Kingston's idea. So they're the ones like putting everything together and everything like that. So like he has his fingerprints all over a lot of places in AEW, which is interesting. Like I think he's trying to be their eventual Triple H, if that
I,
makes sense.
I guess it seems like a natural fit for him.
Yeah, yeah,
I I'm always gonna be on the Fed side in this regard.
hmm
All of that don't mean that they're not gonna get him back for like a quick Hall of Fame induction or something because he got to get one of
Oh
those.
yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah.
opening,
Bob,
the
yeah,
opportunity for that gotta go down. And I know Tony want to put his stamp on it. But I'm sorry, bro. Like
yeah. No,
he's
I
always
think
gonna be WWE's own B. The dude had the whole country in a tizzy saying
yeah,
yes. No, son. But
yeah,
I not to say that he wouldn't be proficient at, but that he isn't proficient at booking. Not to say
yeah,
that he's not, but um, it'll we'll see, we'll see.
yeah.
What's
All
your
I know
thoughts
is
on
that
this?
he's not done with wrestling. Like he's not done with wrestling in any capacity,
I
whether
think
it's
he'll always
in
be a part
ring.
of it.
He
I
just
want
said
to,
he might wrestle till he's 70. He just said
I want him to be
so.
around. I'm not mad at it. He just got to wrestle.
Yeah,
He got to wrestle less. He's getting dinged up a lot easier now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but what's your thoughts on this tournament and the premise of this tournament? And do you think we need all these titles?
So I don't think there needs to be another title. No, they don't need. Like that was my only eye roll when it came to this tournament was the introduction of another belt. I'm
Yeah,
like, if you're gonna bring in another set of belts, I'd rather you bring in like women's tag team belts, which means because that means you'll have to book that division more.
yeah.
But like the men's side does not need another singles belt. But as far as the tournament itself, it's and I'll tie it into the subject of how AEW's booking style has been coming into question. Like there's some people who believe it should be like they should lean more to the sports or part of it, which is why you get the tournaments like this. And there's people who think you should lean more to the entertainment side of it, which is the Tony Storm stories and MJFs and Swerve and stuff like that. So I think they're trying to do a balance of both. Like they're trying to I think they're trying to figure out how to do both because I think they want to do both. They just don't know how to do both and present it in a way um that everyone can consume. Like I know there's people who probably tune out of the tournament because it's not for them. They don't care about points that are out. They're like, there's no story behind these matches. I don't really care. I don't care about the other titles. And I know there were some people who really dislike the way, like you see the way the MJF Jay White match happened at Full Gear. People felt like it was too WWE ish,
Maybe
and
that's
that
why I like.
AEW
Maybe that's why I liked it.
should
'Cause
yeah.
we don't
So
get enough
it's
ambulances no more. Yay! I was
yeah.
happy to see the ambulance. You know,
Yeah, and I think there's a space for both. You just got to learn how to balance it.
that's what the WWE does well. I
Yeah.
think you do get both. I think the for a knock on a tournament to be there's no story. The tournaments are usually used to build a story throughout it. My question is like,
hmm
who are they trying to get over in this tournament? That's more the question.
Yeah, that's really the big question. That's really a big question because
Like,
you got a
are they
couple of
trying
people
to
in there
build
who are
Eddie
like,
Kingston to another level? Cause I know he said he put his title on the line, and whoever
mhm,
wins it got to fight him for it or something along them lines.
yeah, but
Um,
he's already down. He
he's
just lost
lost.
his first 2 matches. Yeah.
Okay,
So he's already
so
down in the tournament. So I think,
that's a story,
yeah, he's got to claw his
right?
way back.
Right.
And then
So
you got
that could be what they're going with,
yeah,
So that's more the question. I think tournaments are used as a vehicle to tell a story.
yeah,
And the tournament got to start for you to start to see what this
yeah,
is supposed to become. Um,
yeah,
and so I'm not against the tournament, but it's more like I don't think it needed to be for a new title, like you said. It could have been for
yeah.
an existing title shot. Um,
Exactly. I think that would have been better.
or yeah, like a existing title shot for like what's my man title? Mid Atlantic title? What they call that title now?
Orange Cassidy, yeah,
Yeah, whatever the name of that title
the
is.
international,
Yeah, I think it's an international
I
title.
think it's international title. Yeah,
So like,
because it used to be the
yeah,
All Atlantic.
so it could have been for that title and
Mhm.
use it as a vehicle to get some of your mid card some shine. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
and they should have did one for the women. They should have did some shit for the women, like on Collision maybe or something like that.
yeah. Give them something to do,
Make
like
them
instead
shits
of just the
exclusive
one
to some
match.
shows and have maybe both qualification type matches on Rampage. Like, man, whatever, man. Come on, Brian
Yeah,
Danielson, wake up, man.
yeah. We'll see how they evolve in next year. The one thing I will say that I like is they have um they have every wrestler cut a promo after their match,
Hmm.
after every match, and I thought it was gonna be because a big pet peeve of mine with AEW is they used to do these incredible post-match interviews and just
Hmm.
post them on social media only and not on TV. But now they're starting to do that. So on Rampage and Collision, they've been showing the post-match interviews for these people, and I think that's helping to start build a story as well. Because
Beast need
like
that.
on yeah, like on Collision, like the main, like it was Brian Danielson versus Eddie Kingston in a
Mhm.
tournament.
Did he fight with an eye patch?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, his eyes are still fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm
and like
sorry to
not
hear
like
that.
he had like some like it was like a medical, like there was padding and stuff. It wasn't just like a regular pirate eye patch.
Yeah,
But
that nigga still hurt.
yeah, but
He's
like
a
the
trip.
story, like after the match, he went to the audience and he got a someone had a sign that said Eddie's a bum. And he brought him back into the ring and laid it over Eddie Kingston's body. So I'm like, all right, they're doing these little subtle touches throughout the tournament to make it,
And he's a bum. That's
yeah. But the
wild.
main thing is going to be who's the person that they're trying to get over the most in this match because Swerve's in it, and Swerve looked like he's been poised for a main event run. But then you can say the same for Jay White, who's also in it. And they just had Swerve beat Jay White in their tournament match last week. So now I'm like, what direction are they going to go with both these dudes now? Because they both seem like they're on the same tier right now. But we'll see. And then but I want to use the whole booking style thing to transition to this QT Marshall story.
Oh, that he requested to leave.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's interesting.
apparently part of the reason is because he felt AEW was leaning more towards like let's just throw on 2 matches out there with no story, da 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 da,
Mortal
as
Kombat
opposed to
booking.
as opposed to like more story entertainment leaning stuff. But I'm like, I mean, they gave you a shot with your QTV stuff, and the shit was just trash.
I
So,
know.
are you upset that that didn't work? Like Harley Cameron is the only good thing that came out of that whole QTV thing. Like she got star potential, but other than that, I don't
QTV
see.
was a faction, correct?
It was a faction, but they also did like segments. So they had like these they used to do TMZ style segments where
Okay.
they're all in the newsroom and talking shit, blah blah blah. And he was like, QT was like Harvey or whatever the dude's name is.
Okay.
And you got everyone else talking, and like they went for a comedic like angle, but it was just like the jokes just were not hitting. Like
Okay.
the one, yeah, they had the only thing that really was successful was they had this one chick, Harley Cameron, who she wrestles, but she can also sing and shit. So like they used that to their advantage, and that was like somewhat entertaining, but that was the only entertaining thing about it. And then
Okay.
so apparently he wants to be, and the other thing was he wants to be more of an on-screen presence as opposed to just a coach
He wants to
who makes
wrestle.
a kiss. Yeah, he wants to
Oh, he
wear some
wants to
more.
wrestle.
Yeah. So we'll
Mm.
see. We'll see how that goes. Because the funny thing was, so QTV was when QTV first started, they had segments on every show, and
Okay.
then after a while, it was only on Rampage.
Mhm.
And apparently, Punk is the one who told Tony kind of like, "Yo, this QTV shit, no, not on Collision, not while I'm here. Like, get this shit out of here." And then but apparently, but Tony, when he told QT like it was all for Collision, he took the blame. He never mentioned that Punk was the one who wanted it off.
Okay.
So, so people are saying like that soured because Tony took the blame. QT's and Tony's relationship kind of soured, and so once he came back from Mexico, he was like, "All right, this QTV shit is dead. So let me just get up out of here." But if he wants to be more of a full time wrestler, yo, Impact's waiting.
Hey, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, well, I don't know if he's gonna get. I don't know how much minutes he gonna get in the WWE, man. Although I'm not,
Yeah,
but I'm finna, I like. I mean, I've watched him wrestle. I like his wrestling. I think he's like talented in the ring, but
I think he's
character
talented
wise
in
and
the ring,
everything,
and he has some good mic work, some decent mic
yeah,
work. It's just
there's a lot of like they said, the Fed is loaded with talent.
yeah,
So it's like if you they are gonna bring anybody on, they gotta be a needle mover. That's the only person they're gonna bring on.
yeah.
You feel me? So yeah,
I think people are suggesting the E only because him and Cody have a real close relationship.
he's
So
gonna be like an administrator. Like he could get a job there, but I don't
yeah,
think he'll be on. I don't think he'll be wrestling like that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So like they opened up their wrestling school together.
The
The
Nightmare Place,
yeah, the
Nightmare
Nightmare
Factory.
Factory. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I like what I see from him in the ring. I just
mhm,
it's a lot of cooks in that kitchen over there in the Federation, bro. There's a
yeah,
lot of cooks in that kitchen.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, we'll see. We'll see. Not mad at him though. Nothing
Nah.
against him.
What did you what did you think of Punk's return promo?
You know what's funny? I had lower expectations for it.
Yeah.
Um, and I think Randy Orton had a no, someone had a match right before it, and I felt like it went a little long, the match, and I felt like
Okay.
because of that, when I seen Punk come out, I'm like, bro, you don't even got enough time to form, really form your promo. You probably
Mhm.
have to call some audibles on it, so it didn't come out as smoothly as or as fluid as you would hope. And I think
Yeah.
that was the downfall of the promo. I think he wanted to hit a couple beats and show gratitude and then switch
Mhm.
it into, all right, I'm here to fuck shit up. And I think he only had like 7 minutes to work with. And it just
Okay.
wasn't I feel like it felt a little rushed. I don't think it quite hit the mark, but through editing, you would think that it did, because they're not gonna play the whole promo going forward, but
Yeah.
they would hit the
Yeah,
beats
yeah.
that resonate with the crowd. So I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the worst thing in the world. You see him Punk, it ain't gonna be a
Yeah.
bad promo. But when you've done this is basically his third comeback promo in 2 years.
Mhm.
So
There's not
there's
much you
not
can really
many.
say.
Yes, exactly. Unless you was gonna lean into a story off rip, which they didn't
Yeah.
go with initially. So what made this thing a little different is that you're back in this place that you said you'd never be back at. But of course, alluding to what you said earlier, but so much you can say about the other place, I suppose. So you couldn't really
Yeah.
dig into, yo man, I left that hellhole. No, yeah,
Yeah.
he ain't get into all of that. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Wasn't the most fluid, but you know, I
Yeah,
put it this way, it's only gonna get better. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I think the
yeah.
hardest part is getting that part out the way, and now we
Hmm.
can find an angle and a story for him, and forget about the cool little pleasantries that we had to hear, on last Monday.
The funny thing is that people are over analyzing it. They're like, there's like this segment of wrestling fans who's just so into like the shit that you don't think is important. They're like, look at his eyes, look at the pain in his eyes. He doesn't really want to be there. He's just there for the money. This, that, and third. There's no real question. I'm like, yo, this
I hadn't even heard that. That's mad funny. They're
like
doing a lot.
why y'all trying to they're trying to psychoanalyze a wrestling promo. And I'm like, yo, just take it for what it is and see what happens.
I actually think he's glad to be back. And when he said that that's where he belongs and shit, like I actually believe him.
yeah.
I think the real niggas know. I'm sorry, bro. Real niggas know. Like this is you want to play in the NFL if you're a football player. That's just what it
Mhm.
is, man. That's just what
Yeah.
it is. You know.
Yeah. And
Shout
like
out to the
circumstances.
XFL. Everybody plays a role in this world. Everybody plays a role in this world. But all of them in the XFL want to be under the shield. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
will put AEW above the XFL's level. I'll do that.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
just making an
But I know what you're saying. I
analogy.
know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
ain't you ain't at the pinnacle
Right.
of
And AEW is a great option. But like again, and this has been the truth for the whole of my entirety of my life. I've been watching professional wrestling since I was into the early '90s. The production value at the WWE is where it's at. That's just
mhm.
every little thing they do is where it's at. Camera pans, all that shit. So I love seeing CM Punk showcase in that way. You know what I mean? Minimal fuck ups. you know,
Yeah.
in terms of that. I like seeing them on, with those cameras. You know what I mean? So that's all that is. That's all that
Oh,
is.
right.
You know.
Listen, man. So we jump into little Hardy Boys being frustrated.
Yeah, man. Tell us about this.
Yeah.
Something tells me this headline is overblown.
Yeah. So the way the headline makes it sound is as if they're just unhappy in AEW overall. But according to the quote, they are Matt feels like the Hardys can still have a lot to give as far as putting over the younger tag teams in the division. And he's frustrated that they haven't found a way to do that. But at the same token, it's like how much can you really do when the last couple of matches we've seen and you can barely like Matt can barely move. Like Matt can barely move. Like it's just like every time he takes a flat back bump, I'm like, bro, you slip a disc. You like you're one bad bump from slipping a disc because you're
For sure,
already
man.
moving stiff enough as it is already. And like Jeff is like Jeff's always been a naturally more athletic of the two. So his
He's just
rust isn't
slower.
as yeah, he's just slower.
He's just
And that
slower now. He
and
can
I
do
can't front
everything. He just does it slower.
yeah, but that swan time, it be looking like a sack of potatoes falling on his chest now when he does it.
I
Like his
know.
body just boom.
He
So
used
that
to
must be
like
a
put
bitch
a
to
bit.
take.
He used to put a nice little flair to it when he
Yeah,
was
so it
young,
wasn't
man.
as like he would roll through it instead of just landing flat on top of you. But now he's just landing straight up on top of niggas.
Well,
And
he's
that shit,
protecting himself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. He protected himself, man.
it's gotta hurt. But like I know they got the like they roll with Isaiah Cassidy from Private Party, and like his
Yo, the
partner's
other
been
dude
out
is
for a
still hurt,
while.
huh?
I think he's on his way back. He was seen backstage last week.
Oh, God bless him,
So
man. I ain't
hopefully
seen
he's
Private
on
Party
his
in
way
so
back.
long. They were one of
Mad
the
long.
early. If they ever hear this, no disrespect. I used to look at them like then they say you about to say something disrespectful when you do that, but I used to look
Yeah.
at them like a poor man's Street Profits, but not that
Yeah,
was just in
yeah,
regards to their presentation, not the talent. I think they're
Oh yeah,
talented.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
they had when AW started, I thought they had one of the coolest entrances with the security guard and the velvet rope. And I
yeah,
was like, yo, this shit is fun.
yeah,
Do that shit every week. So yeah, his partner that got hurt, I ain't seen that dude in a minute, man. So
yeah. So
hope he's
hopefully
back
he's back
soon.
for the next 2 weeks. And
Maybe
he
they
just
could
had an
turn.
interview with Mark Henry on his blog,
Okay.
Isaiah, and so had Mark Henry with the do rag days eating Philly cheesesteaks, like how he had Jeff Hardy eating the beef patties,
What
and
the hell
he
was him?
asked, yeah, yeah,
Wasn't
and
that
he asked,
funny? They were somewhere in New York. It's talking about, yeah, man, you gotta have some beef patties. I was like, the Hardy Boys
hell
is eating
yeah.
beef patties and cocoa bread. What the fuck? Like that was a
Oh,
trip.
it's
I posted
bussing.
that. That's
It's
mad funny.
bussing. But he just interviewed Mark Henry, and he was like, "Yo, what was it about Mae Young?" And Mark Henry was like, "Yo, it was that ass, man. It was that ass." So that shit is that's gonna be another funny interview. But
Where can you a clown?
hopefully his partner is back and they can lead to like the Hardys passing the torch off to Private Party, and then
Or they turn on the Hardys and then the Hardys have
yeah,
something to do.
yeah. Because I don't know if people are really clamoring to see the Hardys versus Edge and Christian again. Given, I mean, I guess Edge and Christian is still good enough that I guess they can carry. It sounds weird saying they
I
have
don't
to
I
carry
don't
the
s-
Hardys
I
to
don't
a
s-
match.
I don't see them doing that. I see them
Yeah,
teaming up, if anything.
yeah, yeah,
I see them teaming up to go against like a younger crop of tags. And that's what I see happening. Because I think they all know, especially Matt and Jeff, most definitely got to know
yeah,
they will tarnish the legacy of their matches if they can't go. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Just because of,
yeah,
of their style. Like I feel like if you got The Rock and Stone Cold in the ring right now, they could still have a pretty good match because they styles don't require them to do the stuff that Matt, Jeff, and
yeah,
Edge and Christian were doing. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
True.
Like they were still grounded. They could hit all the same beats. They could create the same matches we already seen. Matt and Jeff can't necessarily do that no more. You
Mm.
know,
I
and
think
that's okay, man. Like we gotta let these guys, it's a physical sport. You know, it makes you wonder what they, you know, hopefully they got the bread to retire on this stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm sure Matt got the bread. Like as many like he got what 5, 6 kids now, bro. Unless that's the thing, he needs some checks to keep coming in because he got them five or
mm,
six kids,
yeah, you're
and they
right.
all still young, so they all still expensive.
I mean, no one told you to
Um,
leave the E, bro. The E was paying the bills. He said I wanted to go.
I think he left. I think they weren't gonna push him the way he wants to be pushed either, and that's why he left.
Yeah, man.
But
They were pushing them checks.
yeah, like they were still pushing Jeff as because Jeff was still viable at that point. But
No, I mean they're pushing checks. They're pushing his bread. He was getting
oh
his
yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
You know what I mean? You gotta
I
make a
think we've
business
seen the
decision if
last
you're gonna have all them kids.
yeah. Oh,
You ready?
listen, yeah,
Your legacy is done. You know what I mean? Like you're a legend. So I mean, don't you want to give back to the business? But I feel like you
yeah,
always can. You always can
yeah.
find a way to
And
get back to it.
like it doesn't
Like
have to
get
be
this
in an
bread while
in
you
ring
can.
capacity. Yeah, be a
You know,
coach. You know what I'm saying?
and you can still take bumps as a coach. I know Shawn Michaels still getting the ring. We don't see it. I know he's still taking some bumps
Yeah,
here and there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Them niggas love that shit too much.
I know he's doing
Like,
it. I think didn't he help Logan Paul get ready just now? Like, man, come on, man.
yeah, yeah.
Feel me? Like,
And I'm pretty sure we saw the last of Jeff Hardy of like that match with Darby that we were there for. I don't know if he's got another one of those in him.
yo,
Or
we
if
got
he does, I
lucky.
don't know if yeah, we did.
We got
We
lucky.
did.
That was the last time I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
That
But I
was
think
good.
that's it. I don't know if his body got another one of those in him.
Well, you know, after that, he did the spot where he jumped off, and they were backstage. He jumped off the wall
Oh
and did a
yeah,
smart.
yeah, yeah.
But
But
then
that one was protected. They had like the cardboard boxes and stuff like
okay,
under
then.
the table and with like the tablecloth over so you couldn't see a lot of it. But
So he did that. Then he got in trouble,
yeah,
and he was gone for a minute. And he came back with, you know, but Father Time just catches up with you, man.
yeah.
That's just the
Like
name of
I
the
don't know
game.
what else. like story wise, I don't know what else they can do that would be interesting, at least to me. But
I
whatever, it is
mean,
what it is with them.
it's gonna sound look, they need to be on Rampage or something and getting people over.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't need to get squashed, but
Nah,
they gotta find some story for them, man. They gotta find some story for them. So we'll see. We'll
yeah.
see.
Speaking of people being frustrated, Britt Baker um tweeted out last week. Um, I forgot the numbers, but it was like MJF promo time, da 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 da.
I saw this.
Someone else promo time, da da da. It's like Britt Baker promo time in 2023, 0. And another interesting thing is, so I guess they were going through her liked tweets. And so MJF had a tweet talking about restoring the feeling of AEW. Um, and she liked the tweet saying how he was one of the ones who destroyed the feeling. How can he restore it?
Oh,
So it's like, yeah. So
oh,
now I'm like, hmm, like tweets, people still seeing them. Elon was supposed to hide those, but he didn't. But people
do
don't know if
you?
it's like
What's your
a
opinion
shoot.
though?
My thing is, so I'm like of two minds about it for Britt Baker. If she means like the woman in general need more time, yes, I agree. But as far as her, while yes, she could definitely use more screen time now, it comes off a little disingenuous because when she was the champion, she was the only one getting promo time. Like for like 2 years straight, it was the it was Britt Baker's division. Like even when Jamie Hayter was champ, Britt was still cutting the promos. You know what I mean? So I think it's like not that she doesn't have a right to be frustrated, because to have, because in the same breath we can say we can barely remember the last time Britt was in the forefront before, the whole Tony Storm thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like she's been, and she's the one who's used her promos to bury the division. And people will always complain about how, you can cut the promos. You don't have to bury every single wrestler in the division when you cut your promos. And I think that is one of the reasons why
They laid off her.
they've yeah, because they want the like she's gonna get cheered when she comes back regardless. But
Is she hurt or
like
something right
it's
now?
no, I know she was helping Adam recover, but Adam's been at the last two dynamites and she hasn't. So I'm like trying to see what if it's something where they're just trying to come up with something for her to come back on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that plays into a larger thing of how my one constant major criticism is how little the women get booked.
I was gonna say this is also a symptom of that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's
Because there
like
should be a world that can exist where Tony Storm is doing her thing, Britt is doing her thing. You know what I mean? Like there's
exactly,
enough show to go
exactly,
around for them
exactly.
to.
And it's
So I do. So I think there's truth to both sides in that respect. Like
yeah.
when I watch Raw, you're thinking to yourself. So again, like I told you off air, I was watching the in season tournament NBA.
Mhm,
So I didn't catch Raw, but I've switched over a couple times. And you look at somebody like Nia Jax, who just came back,
mhm.
who probably is not going to get a title run anytime soon, but they
Yeah,
finding shit for her to do. So she's basically the
exactly,
bully. She's
exactly.
basically the bully of the division, and she's
Yeah,
bullying these other women. And she's gonna get some wins, and she's gonna put some of these chicks over. Zoe Stark might get a win
mm,
one day. She was fighting Shayna Baszler. I don't remember who. I didn't get to see who won that match, but they had a history because they used to be a tag team, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We was
Those
beating
things make
Lana's
sense,
ass every week.
right? So, there's ways to still showcase women and give them roles. And so
Yeah,
I think that's what they have
exactly.
to figure out. Nia
Mhm.
Jax is not going to be in the title picture. She's always going to be a physically imposing threat. She's going to be something that looms
Yeah,
in other people's business, and you could
yeah,
quickly she could pop in and pop out. And that's a good way to use her until maybe they could get shorthanded at some point. They might need a wild child title change. She might get a run real quick, be transitional. You
Yeah,
know, these things happen. That's how the business goes, you know. But
yeah, but there's no reason that you can't like run multiple stores because like think about how the whole Tony Storm thing. Remember when that first started, it was her dissension from the Outcasts, and now
mhm,
you really like now the Outcasts like there's been no interaction between them since they just
right.
clean cut that. And now, I mean, the Outcasts have their own little thing going on Rampage now, but it's like, yo, like,
Oh, so Soraya's still there?
yeah, yeah. It's just they've been
I
on
haven't.
Rampage, so you haven't seen them
Oh, okay. I
we ain't
haven't. I
watching
haven't.
Rampage.
Correct. I haven't watched it. I'm
Yeah,
keeping
like,
it a bill. I
yeah,
be we have a life, man. I can't watch. I can't watch. I love wrestling. I cannot watch it all the time. I gotta get out,
yeah.
touch grass, as one CM Punk would say.
So like, I think that is like once, and it's not even a thing of Tony can't book stories for the women because the shit he's got going on with Athena and Billy Starks in Ring of Honor is one of
Okay,
the best stories in wrestling. It's just no one knows about it
certainly don't. How you watch Ring
because
of
it's
Honor?
on.
Where you watching it?
You have to watch it online. On the
Okay.
club, they have their own little subscription thing.
Uh, okay.
But
I'm out of touch.
I'm not subscribing to it. I'm watching clips online. That's how I'm
Okay.
getting it.
Okay.
So,
I've heard
but
Athena's
like
like
it's
running things over there.
Athena's probably had the best run of her career as far as matches and character work, and no one's getting to see it. Like that's something that should be on Dynamite Collision because you can't use the excuse that the story involves Billy Starks, and Billy Starks is just a rookie and young. But you got Nick Wayne all over TV with Christian, so that can't be an
Yo,
excuse.
I don't know if we ever got
You
to
know what I'm
talk
saying?
about that segment. I guess it was last week. But
Oh,
they changed Luchasaurus name,
to kill
and
switch.
yes, and then Nick Wayne mom came in the ring and all that. Oh, that shit was hilarious. Nick Wayne
Oh my
mom kind of
goodness.
cute, man. I gotta give it up. She kind of cute.
Yeah, yeah.
Middle
She
aged
got that
cuteness.
little, yeah, she got a little MILF thing going on.
You know what I
Stacy's
mean?
mom type shit.
Yeah, yeah. But that segment was jokes, yo. And I thought we were gonna get a turn from Luchasaurus, but this was also a good moment for me. It was time that they do something with his name and character
Mhm.
because that name is not imposing, man. That is such a baby
Yeah,
face name.
yeah.
And if they don't intend for us to ever see his face, then you just have to become another character. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that they did that. But yeah, I just realized we didn't get to touch
Nah,
on
that
that.
shit was hilarious.
That was a
Like
heck
that
of a
whole
segment.
feud is hell yeah. But
They're getting to the Edge and Christian stuff a lot sooner than I thought they would.
yeah, they're facing off this Wednesday.
Yeah, they're getting to this.
Unless it's gonna be
Unless
some
it's
shenanigans to push
right,
it to the next pay-per-view,
and that
which
is
I'm sure it'll be. Because I don't see
yeah
Edge winning the TNT title. There's no reason for him to win the TNT title.
on free
So it's
TV,
gotta be
and their issue is bigger than this title to me.
yeah, yeah.
It should be bigger than the title. But
What I think it should be is some shenanigans happen this Wednesday. Then Edge costs Christian the title either between now and the next pay-per-view, or depending how far you want to stretch it out at the next pay-per-view. And then because it's what?
World's End is
And it's at the
3 weeks
24th.
away.
So yeah, the 24th of December, and then I don't believe there's anything until Revolution, which is in March. So they'll have January and February, unless they announce something in between. But
Yeah, again, I'm just shocked that that they were pretty much associated with one another from the jump in
yeah,
AEW.
yeah,
But it's okay. Well, as long as I guess they keep it compelling, I guess it's all right.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yo, real
So
quick,
yeah.
I don't know if we got to do this last week. I don't think so. There was some outbursts or backlash, I should say, for a Ric Flair promo where he tried to pull one of his old promo bars
Oh,
talking about
Yeah.
ladies 18 to 28, no husbands and boyfriends. I'm at the Ritz Carlton, whatever you know. Uh,
Yeah.
did you see if they actually aired that promo?
I so it was a Rampage thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they did air it. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Like I haven't seen the clip online, so I don't even know honestly. But the fact that because Rampage is taped right after Dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
it was the news of the promo came out like that night, so people were just well, fans were just like, "Yo, Rick, whatever, it's this old
What's
pervert,
the
blah blah
what's
blah. We
the
don't need
what's
to
the
hear this from him."
okay? So the outrage is what is the outrage exactly?
The outrage is him talking about sleeping with young women. Like
Okay.
he's a 60-year-old man with the allegations that he has
Okay.
talking about sleeping with young women. And I guess the
Okay.
fans don't want to hear that. Well, the younger
So
generation of fans
so
don't want
he
to
was
hear
tone
that stuff.
he's being tone deaf.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the way I look at it is I don't think I'm not him, so I can't say totally
hmm
what the intent is, but I think the whole vibe of this run is like nostalgia. And I think
yeah,
they're leaning into all like he's with Sting and they're reminiscing about the glory days and he's pulling out these promos that he would have said back in '87 or
yeah,
and so I could see people taking exception to that. I didn't think it would be that vociferous, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I
But
thought people would put it in context like yo he's just being '80s womanizing Ric Flair, like you know what I mean? Like that was
yeah,
the character, you know what I mean? But
yeah. And so
whichever man,
like he tweeted, he
he's
was
gonna be
like,
there. He's gonna be there, and
yeah,
I gotta get used to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like once the backlash came, he put out a tweet. He was like, like this was never about me. This is about Sting and celebrating him. He's like, if I'm embarrassing AEW, I'll leave right now. Da, 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 da. I don't want to be an embarrassment. And
Oh,
so
but
then all the
that's
wrestlers were coming to his aid and
that's what they
saying like,
call
yo, don't listen to them.
paradoxical psychology,
Yeah,
reverse
yeah.
psychology. So it's
Oh, if
like,
you don't
oh
like me, then I'll just leave.
yeah, just they fuck with you and they fuck with you,
Yeah,
try to get you empathetic and no, you really don't have to, that type
yeah.
of thing. Yeah,
Which is what happened because every wrestler essentially came to his defense. It was like, don't listen to him, Rick. You still a man. We love you here. Da da da, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really one of those things where it's
he's like Ric Flair
a
is
fan's
like
perspective versus a wrestler's perspective.
Ric Flair is like the Dennis Rodman of pro wrestling. Like he likes to and everything that he does, you could tell he's it's not even the attention he's seeking, he's seeking like love. He's seeking like,
Yeah.
being wanted and feeling valued. And all the way that Dennis Rodman would act up, whenever he starts talking, that dude be ready to cry. Just the
hmm
same way Ric Flair be ready to cry every second he start
yeah.
talking. Like, what was it, son? Oh man, who did that? Did Sean Waltman did that shit when they was when the NWO was mocking the Horsemen in WCW, and
Oh
every
yeah,
time he
yeah,
started
yeah,
talking, he would just start crying.
yeah.
Yo,
Listen,
they were next level. They were next level. Kevin Nash with Arn Anderson with the beer belly. And, oh my god! But yeah, that I think he's like Dennis Rodman in that way, man. Like they their backgrounds are such they highly successful people in their
hmm
field, but at the end of the day, they just want people to like them.
yeah,
'Cause they didn't
yeah.
they were deficient in that somewhere in their life. You know what I mean? Like
hmm
it's pretty
Rick was
amazing.
adopted, right?
Yeah, I'm just learning this in detail from the Shannon Sharp interview. Not only was he
Yeah.
adopted, but he was kidnapped. Like he
Oh
was
shit.
kidnapped from the hospital and then put into like the system and was
hmm
adopted. Like so I didn't even catch that part even when they did like these other documentaries with Peacock and shit. He was kidnapped
Yeah,
at birth and like apparently that was a thing that they were doing around that time with
yeah.
kidnapping babies and like he got
That's
put in the system
crazy.
somehow. Yeah,
That's
and so he
crazy.
said he recently met like his an actual brother of his but he ain't really want to like stay in touch because he thought the niggas
Yeah.
don't want money and shit. But
Oh
yeah, this
yeah, yeah.
man, this world, they say history repeats itself. Like
Yeah.
we see
Yeah.
some of the same stuff today, and they just do it in different forms. But people have been
Mm.
corrupt forever, man. That's something else. Oh yeah, man. Let's
What
see.
what
Oh
we
well,
got
we
going
can
on
run through the next couple of these right here. This is I happened to go to SmackDown last Friday. Didn't know what to expect.
now?
Shout out to my homegirl Melissa that was taking her dad as a Christmas gift to him, being that they were going to be in the Barclays. She asked if
Yeah.
I want to go. I was like, I ain't doing shit. Why not? And I had never
Word.
seen SmackDown at the Barclays. I had gone for Raw 1000, but I never Raw
Okay.
25. I went for Raw
Okay.
25, but I didn't. I never been to SmackDown there, so I never been to SmackDown period. So I went, fun show, um, and they were doing like they're gonna what's my Nick Aldis was gonna try to. People forget that Nick Aldis is just there too, yo. Like
Yeah.
just bruh, just
Yo,
waiting to be unleashed eventually. Triple H is what?
listen, it's gonna
He
be
got Nick
one wrestler
Aldis
that
there.
gets in his face.
Bro, Nick Aldis is not taking no bumps. All he's doing is healing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's coming. Anyway, there's a motion to sign Randy Orton to SmackDown. All of a sudden, Adam Pearce is here. I'm going to sign him, and they have their thing. Um, Randy Orton decides to sign to SmackDown, and I'm guessing this was also on TV, but he also RKO's Nick Aldis. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He took
Oh,
his
okay.
bump. He took his first bump. That's right. And then he also got an RKO. Jimmy Uso got an RKO. Yeah, Jimmy got the RKO. And when they were rolling out the carpet, I don't know if they put this on TV, but when they were rolling out the black carpet for the contract signing to get it
Yeah.
out the ring, he wouldn't. Remember how CM Punk laid in the ring before we left at AEW? He just wouldn't
Oh
leave.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what Jimmy did, man. Like they were rolling out the carpet, he wouldn't move. He's like, "Come on, he needs you to get up."
Yo,
He just wouldn't move, and then
Jimmy's
they started rolling him with the carpet, and then this guy at the end of the ring like held him up so they could get the carpet out. And he
yo,
just fell to the floor. These wrestlers are stupid, man. But
Jimmy's been on another level with the comedy for the like last month or two.
I've heard, I've
Like
heard.
he's been like he's like they have Roman playing the straight man and then just Jimmy just saying the most absurd things or just doing the most absurd things for no reason, and it's been hilarious. It's been hilarious.
The Usos have needed that though. They needed depth to their characters. It's only going to help
Yeah,
once they do get back together.
yeah,
That has to happen eventually too.
oh yeah,
Once the collapse of the bloodline happens. Um, but Randy will be on SmackDown. They say Punk will be a tribute to the troops this week, and that Punk will be at the following Raw. And apparently, Adam Pearce approached Seth Rollins last night. I missed the segment. I'll catch up.
yeah,
Saying that he intends to sign Punk to Raw. And of course, we will at some point get what we would like. Give me what I
yeah,
want.
yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Punk. Maybe that'll be our Rumble match. And Punk will debut. He's gonna relax and keep working out, and I'm not in no rush. I just like to know that he's there. You know,
They could make that they could push that to Mania if they want.
they could. That could be the
Yeah,
money match. That could be the money match. They could
I
tease it
wouldn't be
for a while.
surprised.
Yeah, man. Philly might be crazy. I gotta look into some media passes for that. Um, real quick, I got my slam of the week. I didn't consume enough wrestling for this week. I didn't watch yesterday,
Yeah,
but I will say this. I just wanted to shout out Bobby Lashley, my Panamanian brother, uh, from SmackDown. Brooklyn went crazy for this dude. He was not supposed to be the face in this match. This dude gets so much love, Like niggas was
yo,
hyped for
listen,
Bobby Lashley, boy. Like it was no joke in there.
nah,
It
that's
was
what's up. I love to hear that.
they went up. You understand me? Like, and I wasn't, and I
Yeah,
was there mad chill. I wasn't making a lot of noise. I would chuckle at certain things, whatever. The crowd went
yeah,
stupid for Bobby Lashley. So like, I was like, damn. The whole match, this dude Butch getting fucked up, and they Bobby, Bobby, like, and he's playing around. He's like, yeah, you hear that? I'm like, yo, what is wrong with this? You supposed to be a heel.
I like that. I like that.
Bobby got a lot of love in Brooklyn. They had a cool match. I thought that it was more competitive than what I was expecting.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's getting over what it needs to get over because Butch is really gonna be feuding with the other dude from Brawling Brutes, and that'll make it interesting. I don't know where is Sheamus, or is he hurt?
I have no idea.
Sheamus be like dipping
I
out,
really have
yo,
no idea.
but maybe he need the rest. I know his neck need the rest, man.
Yeah,
Fuck around
yeah.
that neck.
Because I know it's him, Butch, and I forgot the other dude in Rolling Brutes.
Yeah, but that dude, he don't want no parts no more.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see how
That dude
that
left him
go.
high and dry last week.
Butch is really good too.
Well,
I,
I'm a Pete Dunne fan.
yeah, I'm just getting used to calling him Butch because I've been calling
Yeah,
him like I'm like, yo, how you just go from Pete Dunne to Butch?
yeah.
Like no transition. It was like, all right, next week he got the little hat, he got the whole fit now.
And
Like
now he's
they
just a
dressing him
rabid
like a man
little.
named Butch. Yeah,
It's hilarious.
rabid little fucking Englishman or whatever. He's Scottish or some shit.
Let's
Somewhere from
see.
the UK.
Okay, now we got WrestlingInc.com. WWE Star. This is from September 25th. So yeah, the last match I remember seeing him in was against Edge.
Mm,
Reportedly suffering from a really bad injury. Sheamus had this is from WrestlingInc.com, giving up my source. Sheamus hasn't competed in a WWE ring since he was defeated by Edge at what could be the Rated R Superstars final ever match for the company. While his absence hasn't been addressed by the company, Dave Meltzer, big surprise, has revealed on the latest Wrestlers Observer Radio that Sheamus is currently out of action due to a really bad shoulder injury. Okay.
mhm.
Will there
Okay,
While there are no details as to when the Celtic Warriors sustain the issue or how long he is going to be on the shelf, this is the reason he hasn't been shown on television, nor has he been a part of WWE live events throughout the past month. This was in September, by the way, again. Neither Sheamus nor
okay.
WWE has made an official comment on the situation, and it remains to be seen what the long-term plan is. Okay, so
Got it.
shoulder.
Got it. That makes sense.
No doubt. I'm glad it's not the neck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen.
We'll take it. We'll
Let's
take it.
see.
No doubt.
Give you my slam of the week. Um, it was between two matches. So Swerve versus Jay White was really good. And then like the story of that match was Swerve outsmarting Jay White to get the victory. But I'm gonna go with Eddie Kingston and Brian Danielson from Collision
Mm,
because
okay.
it was a hard hitting match. Hard hitting match. The story behind it was so Eddie was down one loss already,
What did
and
he
he
lose
had a
to?
pro. He lost to Brody King, the
Oh,
big dude from House of
yeah,
Black.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it is.
who's 2-0 because he just beat Claudio Castagnoli,
No, that dude is a
aka
beast, man.
Cesaro. Yeah,
He's a
so
beast.
they definitely building him up. But so Eddie's promo after that match was like, all right, I'm down 0-2. Maybe I came into this. I'm down 0-1. Maybe I came to this too overconfident. That I get back to the drawing board. And while that promo was airing, Daniel Bryan, see, I'm calling him Daniel Bryan now. He was on commentary on Dynamite when that promo aired. And after that promo aired, he was like, "Yeah, Eddie Kingston, you know, it's always woe is me with Eddie Kingston, blah blah blah." That's why I'm gonna like be basically let him come with that lack of confidence this Saturday and watch me beat the shit out this dude and show you he's a bump like I always been telling y'all he was.
I think I saw
And
that.
then the story of the match was the matches have 20-minute time limits. So it's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and no points for a loss. And the match went back and forth, and Brian got the
Got no
win
point.
with like 1 minute left, maybe less than a minute left. So like it was about to be a draw, but Brian got the win in the last minute.
This
And
is
then
just like the in-season tournament. You see niggas shooting
yeah,
shots at the end of the game, trying to run it up.
exactly, exactly. And then so Brian wins, but the whole so like Eddie's like crumpled in the middle of the ring, selling the match, and Brian's just like rubbing it in his face, like running around the ring, celebrating. Like I said, he got the sign. Um,
And he's a
and
bum.
yeah, it was a cardboard sign too with a marker, so it looked like a homeless man sign. So he gets it and he drapes it over Eddie's. He takes it from a fan, comes in the ring and drapes it over Eddie's body and like poses over him. So like they really like
This is the
Ed,
in-season tournament, man. This
yes.
is
And my favorite
man.
thing about Eddie Kingston's feuds is that they last forever. They last forever because I think if I'm not mistaken, when Brian first came to AEW, he had Kenny Omega was the first feud, and I believe Eddie Kingston was the second one. And like the whole thing in their feud is how Brian never respected Eddie because while they came up in the indies together, Eddie didn't have the work ethic and discipline to make it
Mm-hmm.
to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like how that love is never lost.
Mm-hmm.
That love is never lost. So like even when they weren't feuding with each other, if they mentioned each other, it was with disdain, pure
Yeah.
disdain. And now to play off of that, Eddie's next match in the tournament is against Claudio, who is teammates with Brian in BCC and who Eddie hates even more. So like, so
Oh, because
Eddie's
they
post
also had
match,
their match. You got to see them fight just now for
yeah,
the
exactly.
for the title. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They had their
So
thing.
Eddie's post match promo was like, all right, now I'm down 0-2. My back's against the wall. You played me after the match, and I got to use all that anger and hatred to destroy Claudio, a man I was going to try and destroy anyway. So now it's just going to be that much more violent when we see
Right.
each other. So all that encompasses why that's my slam of the week. It was a good match, and there's story that led into it, and there's story coming out of it, which is all we ever really want, really.
Yes, yes, indeed. That's all I can ask for. That's a damn sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a damn sure. Um,
Um,
under here,
so I
man.
went,
I was running around with some of these shows. I don't know what you caught
yeah,
regarding television. I was there for SmackDown. I did not see much of Raw. But from what you can remember, you could
yeah.
do some bullet points if you like.
Um, I will say so. I didn't see any of Raw either. Like I saw when Orton came out last week.
Yes.
Um, I saw that, but after that,
Really good to see
I didn't
Randy
see much.
Orton, by the way, man.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
get all this love and stuff, and
Who's looking
fun.
really like jacked, like
He's
like
looking
he's put on some muscle in this
yes.
hiatus.
He's
Um,
the biggest we've ever seen him.
yeah, yeah. But
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I know they're doing the Seth and Drew stuff. And Drew had
Oh,
that promo this week talk about, oh, people can leave, say they'll never come back, da da da, and all of a sudden they're
that's
welcome
right.
back like nothing's ever happened and shit like that. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh, talking spicy, all right,
yeah.
all
I
right,
Drew has what they're doing with Drew is cool because a great villain always has legitimate gripes,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
has great gripes. He
yeah,
has good gripes, man.
mm-hmm.
He's right about a lot, but he's also not delivering. He's also not winning. You know, so there's two
That's the
sides of
whole
it.
thing.
You gotta
Yeah,
take
that's
care
the
of your.
whole thing.
You still gotta take care of your stuff. So it's funny how that works out. You know.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna. I guess once that is done, once Seth is done with that, they move on to the Seth Punk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see what happens with Drew after because, like I said, I believe so. I think they have to add on time, like the injury time to his contract, so it won't be up until like April, May of 2024, as opposed to like January, February. So
Fair
we'll see
enough.
how that goes. Um, I have no idea what's going on with the Bloodline on SmackDown. Like,
And call. I mean, Randy Orton coming back is a short
yeah,
term fix.
Hmm.
So now they got somebody to kind of try to avenge and like do something with.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, because a big part of it is that Roman is not there every week,
Hmm.
and so if Roman's not there every week, I really don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it really. I'm just maybe y'all know better than I do, but if he's not there, I don't know how interested I am. You know,
Yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky.
so that might be
Um,
the Royal Rumble match right there, Orton and Roman.
and Roman.
And prior
Yeah, I
to
can
that
see that.
match, Orton probably gets wins on Jimmy and Solo, right? Build him up, get some dubs,
Yeah,
and Roman beats him through cheating at the Rumble,
of course.
and you continue. I don't know who Roman faces at Mania yet, but there's some compelling things to be done with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you just got to do them.
Yeah, because
Um.
Punk is going to tease that shit when he goes to SmackDown this Friday. He has
Oh
to,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and there's so much story there. Um, but like we said, we think he gonna sign with Raw, so
Hmm.
not sure how that's gonna work out. Um, so we'll see.
I mean, I should. Yeah, I'm sure because it's main. Like they can because of their stature, they can do like
Both.
it doesn't matter what brand we're on. We got beef, then we got beef. But we'll see how that goes. I want to see if I know like they were teasing earlier that maybe Damage Control was about to like get Bailey up out of there. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Yeah, they gonna do that. That's
Yeah,
happening. So they
yeah.
tried to. They were playing her at SmackDown. They were still
Oh,
playing
okay,
her then, and I was like,
okay, good.
yeah, nah, that's definitely going down. Uh, I'm trying to think. I don't know what the women are gonna do going into. I think what you're gonna see is like at the Rumble, you're probably gonna see Bianca. Sorry, you're gonna see Charlotte, Becky, and
Hmm.
Bailey against Damage Control. Maybe they'll throw Bianca in there to even it out. And the
Yeah,
other shorty, Shotzi. That's
yeah,
Shotzi, right? With the spiky hair.
yeah.
Yeah, she kind of cute.
Shotzi,
She
Shotzi Blackheart.
I
Well,
think
they
they're
took
gonna
the
do.
black card off.
I think they're gonna do that for
Mhm.
the Rumble or something. That that's
Okay.
that's that's what I think. Bailey's gonna be a face soon, and I think part of the storytelling, funny to me. I've been noticing like her hair getting back to being long again and shit. And this is
Yeah,
like
they've
a
been saying
subtle thing.
like, yeah, they're saying she removed more face-like things, like here and there.
It's in her facials. The facials is a lot. Like just the
Hmm.
sympathy, and once she's realizing, oh, y'all don't fuck with me. Oh, like what?
Yeah.
What? You left me. No one told me you were gonna. And now the crowd's
Hmm.
like, oh, they jerking you. Come back home. They jerking you.
Give us a
You know?
hug. Where my
Yeah,
hug at?
you know what I mean. And so and that's cool for her character because now, but you'll never have to go back to that happy ass song. I hated that shit. But she could
Oh no,
still, but she
I
could
did not
still,
like it.
she could still like have that energy and still
Yeah,
keep. I like her song way better than the Damage Control song, but the Bailey song is fire.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Um,
And she can still keep a little bit of the edge,
that's the beauty
you
of the
know?
character. Even the Ding Dong Hello shit is not really a heel thing. That shit became pretty funny. So
Yeah,
it's her personality. You know what I
the
mean?
role
So
model.
yeah, like it's coming together, man. And ultimately, I guess the faction did what it was supposed to do. And she don't need to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, so that work out. Now, whoever I forgot, the Dakota Kai gonna have to just be the mouthpiece for them ladies, and that's it. You know,
yeah, that'd be the thing.
that's
Dakota
all that
Kai.
is. But
Yeah, she's been around for a minute now. But she not. I hope she's not still hurt. She should. I think she's healthy now because she used to get bit by the entry bug a lot.
yeah, she was hurt, man. She really her in ring influence on Damage Control was not really there, but
Yeah.
hopefully it can be now. Hope she's getting healthier. Um,
Where and then I don't know. Yeah, since I ain't seen none of Raw, I don't know what's going on with Judgment Day. And will they eventually let Damian Priest use his cash in?
I guess eventually they will. Dominic had a dark match with Cody at the SmackDown, which was fun. Oh, and the people booed the shit out of him. That shit was mad fun. It was
Of
like a
course.
squash though. They
Of
really went
course.
like 5 minutes, man. I don't think Cody broke a sweat, but
Yeah.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun, man. I give him enough credit. I
So
give him enough credit.
I love how like Rhea is like clearly
The
the
leader.
leader of that group. Like a group with Finn
Some
Balor in it.
I was watching some. I think it was last week's Raw, and I was like, I forgot what she said, and I'm just like, bro, she really be just G'ing these dudes, yo. Like,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
oh, it's
Like,
she's most definitely the leader of this group.
hell
You know,
yeah. She's a
without
big
saying it, she's
mommy.
most definitely the leader. Um, but
But
that's all I got, man.
yeah. On the AEW side of things,
Mhm.
um so this week MJF and Samoa Joe are gonna face two of the Devil's goons. So that'll be interesting to see because according to reports, the people who are playing the devil and their goons are the people in those suits every week. Like they didn't hire any body doubles or anything. Like they made sure that they've had the people who are supposed to be them in the suits. So if you want, like, so the detectives who want to go back and look at the footage and try and compare like body sizes and stuff, I guess you can do that to try and figure it out. But
I will
it's
not.
yeah. So the thing is, so Joe's been trying to protect Max to keep him healthy until their title match at World's End because he doesn't want anything, no excuses. He wants to be MJF clean. Boom, boom, boom. MJF in his anger accepted that tag match. And Joe's
Hmm.
like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? And so on Collision, Roderick Strong comes out and now
Yeah.
his new thing is screaming Samoa, but saying Joe at the most calm, like room
So he like
level
Samoa.
voice. Joe. Like just like that. So he's telling Joe like Max is the devil. That's why he got you in this tag match. You're gonna jump you, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. So we'll see how that goes. People are leaning towards the devil and his goons being Adam Cole, Roddy, and the Kingdom. But
Oh,
I think
okay.
Adam's hurt. So I don't think Adam's the devil because Adam's still hurt. Although that could explain why the devil's only been like on screen on the Titantron instead of like in actual physical segments the last few weeks. But
Hmm.
we'll see how that goes. That'll eventually advance. Tony Storm's gonna defend her title against Sky Blue in
Okay.
retaliation for Sky Blue interrupting her acceptance speech last week.
Timeless Tony. It's my girl.
Um, and it's funny, like, so she's like, Sky Blue should wrestle the match backwards because that's the angle everyone looks looking at her at. And I mean, I don't want to say it's true, but yo, the cameraman at AEW
Corn dogs.
if it's Tony Storm, Sky Blue, or Anna Jay in a match, you're gonna see nothing but ass.
You know I'm looking for Sky Blue now.
Oh, now Sky Blue
Mm,
stacked. Sky Blue, she's stacked.
okay. Okay, Sky Blue.
Yeah, she a little, she got a little thing going, but like her, Tony Storm, and Anna Jay, those are the ones who because of their voluptuousness
Yeah, yeah.
and the lower part of their bodies, they get the camera is often getting mad weird angles of them during matches. Like, yo, like yeah, you right up in the cheeks, right up in the cheeks. But I
People are
see that
just people
reaction.
people are just women today is built different, man.
Yeah, man.
All the
So that'll
different,
be a
shout out to them.
yeah, they do that. I think they'll advance the whole Mariah May being an obsessed fan storyline as well um during that match. So we'll see how that goes. But one interesting thing I want to bring up is so it was revealed that NJF also has a torn labrum to go along with the
The
dislocated hip he
dislocated hip.
got and everything else he has going on. So people are saying, should Joe actually win the belt at World's End to give Max some time off and, um, like let Joe have a thank you run. Like it doesn't have to be a long reign. It could be like a transitional run and like have Swerve or someone eventually beat him. But
I wouldn't go
I
that
don't.
route. I think what I would do is have the devil person interfere in that match.
Mhm.
Eventually have NJF against the devil guy, whoever the devil is.
Yeah,
Let the devil guy win. Then Joe could take it up with the devil guy.
yeah. Like you cost me my
Because
title and I gotta
because
come
if
get it
Joe
from
wins, then
you.
you never get the devil guy payoff with MJF.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
only thing. So you gotta have the payoff at least before he leaves to heal
yeah.
up or whatever. If that be the
Unless you're gonna
case.
do something where Joe ends up picking up that beef because MJF has to sit out with the to
That's a very
recuperate.
AEW thing to happen
Yeah,
because of injury. But it's not gonna have the same people have already invested in MJF and the devil people.
yeah,
So to
yeah,
switch it up is like, okay, I guess it'll work. Like if technically it'll work. They can wrestle,
yeah,
but
yeah,
for the for to reward the viewer, I don't think it's the move to make. You know, so
yeah.
that's kind of how I look at it.
And this whole devil shit, people are all over the place with it. Because first it was CM Punk is the devil, definitely. And now that that's out of the question, now it's Britt Baker is the devil.
No,
And I'm like, what? Like, what would like? She just is her attempt to get Adam Cole, her man, away from MJF. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I mean, I guess I could see that, but that would only make sense if there were interactions between Britt and MJF in the past.
yeah,
And I don't recall that being a thing
being a
that's
thing,
happened.
right?
Um, and now people are like saying, "Oh, what if Swerve is the devil?"
He don't need to
And
be.
yeah, I don't think he needs to be. He don't need that. Like he can just come straight up as he is and just challenge for
Yeah,
the belt. You don't need all that
yeah.
convoluted stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I wonder if it's like the longer it goes, the more they're setting fans up for disappointment.
They good for that too.
Yeah,
They good for
because
that
it's
too.
like
We got the
wrestling
biggest
fans.
star in wrestling history just signed to AEW, Christian Cage.
Listen, and it's funny because now Christian is one of the best things in
Well,
wrestling now.
I
Like,
always liked them, but
yeah,
it just
they
was a
just
little.
over. Yeah,
They put a lot of mustard on it.
he was a little
I always
overblown.
fought through Christian.
Yeah, but we'll
They did
see.
the same shit with man when Big Show went over there. Jeez,
That one
we
was like,
we got him
I was
now.
like,
No more BS.
I was like, stop.
No more BS.
I was like, that's clever though. I can't lie, that was clever.
No more
but,
BS. Nigga.
but it was like, bro, it's not like you were coming in and wrestle. You like you came and went straight to like being on dark as a commentator. But
No, he had a couple little joints. He had squash matches though.
yeah, yeah, he had a
He
couple.
did.
He had that match
But
against
after
QT
that
Marshall.
powerhouse Hobbs spot, I guess he's done.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's probably his last
I
like
think.
bump.
I'm trying to think. That's like hopefully. I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever he feels like doing, if he's healthy enough, then do it.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I hate on it.
so they teasing House of Black versus FCR on Collision. They got like so basically like House of Black's whole thing is like, yo, no one in the back likes you guys except for ironically us. But now we're gonna show you that without us, you have no one. So we're just gonna destroy you. I guess it's a little feud to hold him over while since Brody's in the Continental Classic. And right now it seems like Ricky Starks and Big Bill are tied up into this Chris Jericho
Are they
Kenny
still
Omega thing.
champions?
Yeah, they're still champions.
Okay.
They just last week they attacked Chris Jericho and took him out because Jericho and Omega, when they beat the Bucks, they took their title shot.
Okay.
So and then Jericho made it be known after the pay-per-view, like he interrupted Starks and Big Bill during the scrum saying, "Yo, we coming for y'all, just so y'all know." So then they attacked Jericho after. So I guess we'll see the follow-up to that tomorrow night. We'll
They're
see how
giving
that
them some.
goes.
They're giving them some lighter workloads over there. Okay. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. More tournament stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the direction AEW goes like between now and the end of the year as far as their booking style and like it's a how it's such a schism in the back with how people think they should be booking the wrestling matches. Like clearly Daniel Bryan is one of those let's lean into like the sport and art of wrestling type of people.
Mm-hmm.
But
But he
I
understands
think they
what
could
sells too.
yeah. Yes, I don't think he'll lean too much into it. But we'll see how it goes. They're gonna find a balance, or they're gonna try and find a balance. And in the meantime, people are gonna speculate online about every little thing now. Every little thing.
I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm just here to see where they take things. I'll be tuned in to Dynamite this week,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's the goods. Unless there's tournament games that day. I don't think so. I think tournament games are on Thursday. Look, man,
Yeah, it's on Thursday. Yo,
I will
that's
be
yo,
back
the
to wrestling for
NBA.
sure next week. But
Yeah.
tournament games this week, I'm sorry, Holmes.
Yo, the NBA ain't playing, man. They trying to
Yo, yesterday I mean, if you're a football fan, they had Monday Night Football, you had Monday Night Raw, and you had the in-season tournament. I just
Yeah,
had to
and the
choose
thing
one, man.
and in football, it was a good game, the Monday Night Football game. So it was like everything. Like Raw did a monster number last week.
Hmm.
I think they did 1.8 mil, but that was to be expected. Like I was saying, it's Punk's first time back on Raw in forever, and there was no real like entertaining sports on, so they had no real competition. So I
Hmm.
think the number will be lower this week, but numbers are going to be low regardless for
Well,
wrestling because
until after February at least.
yeah, I like
Once
once
Super
like
Bowl's out
that
of there.
week, the week after Christmas, when there's like really no basketball or no football, they'll bounce back. They'll bounce back. But yeah, as of right now, nah.
It's quiet.
AEW's yeah, AEW every Wednesday is going up against an NBA doubleheader. Um, Raw every Monday is going up against Monday Night Football, and
It's not easy.
whenever they do NBA and TNT on Mondays, and then SmackDown on Friday still got ESPN games to go up against.
Tough,
And they're not
man.
fucking around with these primetime games now. They give you Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Knicks. Like and
Yeah.
they want these. They trying to get these ratings up in the NBA, man.
My man, and they've I've never been this interested. I mean, I'm always interested in basketball games, but I've
Yeah,
never the players have never made me as interested this early in
hmm
the season. I'm usually
yeah,
interested on my own. But
yeah,
their play
yeah,
has made me feel like, oh, I gotta catch this tonight. It's a tournament game. I gotta catch this tonight.
yeah. Exactly,
And I
exactly.
never felt that way about a game in November, ever.
Like, bro,
But they save
Celtics.
that shit. They save the real marquee game, either the opening night or Christmas. And then after Christmas, then you'll still get the matchups after that.
Yeah,
But they'll have all the
yeah,
bullshit ass games early in the season. But now there's stuff on the line now. These people are playing, man. So it's cool.
yeah. And they haven't even started the I think they don't do the Saturday night games until like halfway into the season.
It's probably not until after Christmas.
Yeah, those Saturday night ABC joints, which are
Mm-hmm.
always another marquee matchup.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of
And I
talent to
remember that
go
shit.
around the league, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
good
But
stuff.
say that to say this, don't pay attention to the numbers when it comes to wrestling ratings, which I think the internet puts too much stock into ratings. Like if they're significantly low, then yes. But if they're like middle of like towards the higher end, like who cares?
But people have
Like
to
who cares
understand
really?
that the barometer is different now. We came up with 8 million people watching wrestling on a given night, but also there wasn't
Exactly.
streaming or any of the other stuff that's available to us now. So there's no more. I think they call it like appointment television. Like there's no like, oh, if I missed the Wonder Years this week, I missed it.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
go back and watch it. You know what I mean? If I missed it, and
Exactly.
so that's where we're at right now. So people got to measure success differently. But the companies are measuring their success differently. So we as consumers got to
Yeah.
measure success differently as well. Um, so I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's all for me, man. I'm looking forward to some good graps this week. Hopefully
Yes,
some good
sir.
story building and whatnot. And fingers are crossed.
Yes. Yes. I forgot what the other matches that were happening this week as far as the tournament goes. But yeah, I'm interested like to see where this devil shit goes with MJF and Joe. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm always gonna look to see Tony Storm on my TV. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
man. You and I both.
listen,
You and I both.
yo, dudes on the internet are jealous of what's the dude's name?
Who?
RJ City.
Who's that?
He's the guy who usually interviews Tony. The dude with the ponytail and the
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. Cause they were like, oh, she be having his feet in her lap in his lap and shit. I know he trying to fight it off. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yo, y'all really, yo, wrestling fans really like
There's
you would
certain
think
breed,
these,
man. You know, I
yo,
walked
for
into
real.
The Barclays on Friday, and it's just interesting. It's such a diverse kind of. We're such an interesting group of people as
Yeah,
wrestling fans, because like
yeah.
there's a certain group of them that just dress a certain way, they look a certain
Hmm.
way, and people
Hmm.
point you. They will look at you like, I get it. You would like wrestling, wouldn't you? Like they
Yeah.
can see that in somebody. Then there
Yeah.
was other people that was like in there. There was mad dapper, clean lineups, Chelsea boots, fitted jeans, like just cooling. I'm like, it's such a wide spectrum, but
Yo, and not
you got that set that's like, yo, you
listen,
know
and I
that
don't
they
mean to,
live every moment of their life for the business and like they
yes,
don't own deodorant and you know what I mean? Like it's just
and I
crazy.
don't mean to make it racial, but like I noticed it, like it's usually like the younger black fans who are like, I'm fly, I'm coming out. Because when I went to the first Grand Slam, like you would think these kids came straight from Soho with the fits they were having, and they were all like black kids, and I'm like, yo, cool, like quote unquote cool black kids love wrestling. I like that's the shit that you like to see, and then
You might find a cute girl that like wrestling too, which is rare.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
another thing we ain't talking about, but like that's
yeah.
rare.
Listen,
Like a joint that
listen.
like wrestling,
It'd
rare.
be crazy because you'd be like, yo, you be seeing all the bad chicks who are actual wrestlers and be like, yo, where did y'all grow? And you find out they grew up in like the Midwest somewhere that and that. Like, oh yeah, we ain't seeing y'all. Like, nah, we ain't seeing y'all.
You might find a chick now that's cute. She's like, yeah, I'm watching Stone Cold and The Rock were doing. I'm like, oh, you quit.
Yeah.
You quit.
I'm gonna
You
get you
quit.
back into it though.
Yeah,
But
you know what I mean? But yeah,
well, it's funny because
it's an interesting hodgepodge of people for sure.
when I was coming home from work on Friday, I was waiting for the four. I was transferring to the four at Barclays Center,
Hmm.
and it was like I want to say it was like 11:30 midnight.
Hmm.
And you can see the dudes, the stereotypical dudes, with the grungy jeans and shit, and they walking around with their double
Belts.
two belts on, one on each shoulder, walking around. I'm like,
I have a belt. I have a belt, and I was gonna
yeah,
bring it. I put it in the car, but
yeah,
then it's not scaled to the exact size I wanted to. So I know other people's belts gonna look bigger than mine. I was like, nah.
oh
And my
yeah,
shit is
yeah,
like legit leather, legit metal plates. but it's not as big as I think it should be. I'm like, I ain't bringing this out. And it was
Yeah.
raining Friday. I was like, I'm just leaving the car.
Oh yeah. Nah, nah.
I would have
We're
walked in
not.
mine though, but like there's people out there walking with like two, three of them. You know what I realized? God forbid I want to get something to drink. God forbid I want to get me a little something to eat. I gotta hold the belt and I gotta try and hold the food.
Yeah,
It's not
nah.
a
It's
comfortable
too much.
experience. It's one or
It's
the
too
other.
much.
It's one or the
Yeah.
other. And that day I decided I hadn't ate dinner yet. I was like, nah, I'm gonna just go in there and eat. I'm not carrying a belt in, you know,
Word.
and left it alone. I'm gonna try and invest in a new belt. I have a attitude era big eagle belt, but it's just not it needs to be a little bit bigger for adult size on the
Yeah.
base, and it's not
Okay.
there. But I really wanted because it had the WWF logo with the scratch and not the WWE
Mm.
scratch. So I just wanted it for the culture. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
I dig that. I dig that. But
You know. What I
yeah,
will
shit,
want
that's
to
what
own one day, yo, is the damn that first belt Stone Cold had that was the big eagle, but it had the old WWF logo on it and it had like a blue strap. And Vince gave it to him the night
oh,
after WrestleMania. He didn't have that
oh
no
yeah,
more.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because
That's the one I run.
after a
That's the
while he
one I
switched it to the smoking skull.
no. After a while, they gave him the black version, like the regular with the scratch WWF logo on it,
Yeah. Okay.
and then he didn't get the smoking skull till like maybe his second reign with that belt.
Oh, okay.
And he was really and he really started, and the corporation was together, and that was like the corporation back and forth with them, type thing. Um,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
the
right.
Rock became the Rock by that point, and all that, you know. Um, but yeah, but I'll get around to it. That's all.
Word.
I'm on a tangent.
Yeah, man. That's see. I have to say, wrestling fans, stop being weird, sexual deviants and perverts.
But that part,
Like
yeah, man.
sexualizing everything. Like, granted, these are women who are they're wrestling and stuff. It's athletic wear, but the way these niggas be moving, man, you would think they never ever been with a woman before, son.
Maybe
And
some
they
of them
probably
had.
have.
Maybe some of them had it. I don't know.
They probably haven't. Yeah.
I don't know their
So
life.
I don't want to know it either.
I don't know their
But
life, man.
that's all I got for y'all.
Nah, man. It was fun, yo. It was fun. I'm sure we have way more to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about next week
Oh yeah.
on the
Yeah.
best of both worlds wrestling.
Yes, indeed. And chin up, tits out, and watch for that ass.
Yeah, that part. That part.
Or peace.
Later on, man.